will not suppress the voices of Palestinian Americans and for those of us who stand in strong solidarity with Palestinian human rights. I'm waiting for the call. As soon as I get the call saying that they'll allow a Palestinian American speaker from this stage, which I think would be very reasonable, then I want to go home. Until then, we'll be right here. Our movement has real leaders who are in solidarity with us. I've got Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez on FaceTime here. Congresswoman, you have the floor. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez thanks every person who is here initiating this action outside the DNC tonight.
I think it is critically important for us to send this message of shared humanity, and that the request isn't that large. It's important to emphasize that this is not even in any way an irrational thing to ask for. It's a basic thing to ask for.
Congresswoman is emphasizing that this is about our shared humanity and that this is not a large request. That is a very basic and reasonable request.
And I want to send a very strong message that we are mobilizing on the outside and to continue mobilizing on the outside because that is also paired with a very strong inside push.
The Congresswoman is emphasizing that we're mobilizing on the outside because that's also paired with a very strong inside push.
And I want everybody to know that being in the streets is important, and it is also being paired with pressure on the inside.
The Congresswoman is emphasizing what we as uncommitted delegates know, that being in the streets is important, and thankfully our movement is strong and it's being paired with pressure from the inside.
At this moment, 109 treasured human beings are being held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. They are Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists. They are from 23 different countries. Among the hostages are 8 American citizens. One of those Americans is our only son. On October 7th, Hirsch and his best friend, Honor, went to a music festival in the south of Israel. As rockets began to fall, Hirsch, Honor, and 27 other young festival goers took refuge in a 5-foot by 8-foot bomb shelter. Hirsch's left forearm, his dominant arm, was blown off before he was loaded onto a pickup truck and stolen from his life and me and John into Gaza. And that was 320 days ago.
We've met with President Biden and Vice President Harris numerous times at the White House. They're both working tirelessly for a hostage and ceasefire deal that will bring our precious children, mothers, fathers, spouses, grandparents, and grandchildren home, and will stop the despair in Gaza. In an inflamed Middle East, we know the one thing that can most immediately release pressure and bring calm to the entire region: a deal that brings this diverse group of 109 hostages home and ends the suffering of the innocent civilians in Gaza.